Chrissy here. I am back with another video. This time I went ahead and I prepared, so I have a full list of what I'm gonna say and go over with you. Today we are doing feeding baby essentials. So this is a list of everything that I found to be useful and helpful while feeding your baby from 0 months to we are now 9 months. Some of these products are going to go through the first year anyway, so we'll say 0 to the first year. First thing I do want to mention is I have a storefront that I started for you guys because I'm recommending so many items. A lot of people are asking me where to find them, and instead of including all kinds of different single links, I went ahead and I started a storefront. So I'm not sure if you can see this or not. I will leave the link below. So far I do have the must-have baby essentials from that video. I'll leave that video link down below if you want to watch that if you haven't seen it yet. I have the sleep items here from the sleep video that I just did the other day, and now we are doing the feeding baby essentials. So I have a bunch of stuff that I want to go over with you, and I can give you rough ideas of prices too if that will help. So the first thing I have downstairs, I'm going to try to possibly include some pictures in this, but again, I'm not great with the whole editing thing. Anyhow, I have it right here. This is the Graco Slim, where did my picture go? The Graco Slim Snacker. This is the high chair that we use. It's compact. It folds up very easily. You can use it with the tray, you can use it without the tray. It also leans back, so if your baby is already holding his own bottle, it's great. You can put him in there and give him the bottle and just kind of recline it back, and they get to kick back and just relax and drink their bottle while you get some chores done or whatever you have to do. It's only $57 and I absolutely love it. It's been working out great for us. It's easy to wipe down. Perfect. Another thing I have downstairs is the bottle holder that I use, the drying rack. It's space saving, so it's a vertical rack. You know, you're going more using vertical space. If you have a lot of stuff that you're drying and you go through a lot of bottles and a lot of pump parts, you could even essentially have 2 of these next to each other and load up a ton of stuff on here. I mean, I have mine downstairs right now. It's completely loaded, and it's absolutely great because if you can get a good look here, you can actually, if you have an LV pump or any kind of pump parts, you can stick them on here, and the actual flanges for the LV just fit on here perfectly, and everything dries quickly for me. I've never had a problem. I actually bring it next to the sink. I wash everything up, and I load it, I load it up, and then I move it back over to where it goes across the kitchen. So it's great. And then the 2 pieces come off so you can wash them easily. It's a great drying board. I like it. Okay, so let me get back to my list. That goes for 25 bucks. Not bad. All right, so I'm going to go through some of the things I have in person for you that I don't have to put up pictures in here. So this is the first thing up. These are the waterproof bibs. I like these because I have some of the like really cheap bibs, and I was using those at first, and naturally right away when they make a mess, boom, it just comes right through. Everything just gets wet. So the waterproof ones are great. These are actually reversible as well. These are the ones from Carter's, and I did put them, like I said, in the storefront. And I like the snaps as well because it's easier, harder for them to get off, and not having the Velcro. And to me, it's almost like a bigger neck space. Some of the ones with the Velcro that I have, I just feel like are really tight on his neck. Oh my goodness, I didn't even put freaking eyeliner on for this video, and something is in my eye. I'm sorry. So these are a must-have, and they are in my list, and they go for, I'm not sure. I don't want to take up too much of your time and go through the entire list like that. So you'll see them below. They're must-have items. Next up, you've heard me talk about this before in my LV tips video. This is my Dr. Brown's bottle brush. The LV pump has really weird shaped bottles, and I feel like this works the best. You have a sponge on top and you have a bristle as well, so it's great for regular bottles. It's great for 8-ounce long bottles, Dr. Brown's, or even Flow, something like that. And then this is actually a nipple brush, which again works great for the LV, the little green valves. So this is great for the nipples, to clean them out. I haven't had any issue. Everything comes out nice and clean. It just stores like this, and it's got a suction cup on the bottom, so you can stick it right on the top of your sink. Speaking of suctions, I love these suction cup, suction plates or bowls. Okay, so easy enough for you to put it right on the high chair, or if you're putting up a booster chair, put it right on the dining room table. It's something to where once you have it suctioned on, they cannot knock it over and food is not going to go flying everywhere for you. These are silicone, so I like them better than like a plastic. And yeah, they work great. I think they're even microwave safe if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't microwaved any food yet. Next thing up I have is another thing I've talked about before are the bottles that we use. I went ahead and I bought these 6-pack glass bottles, Even Flow, and these are 8 ounces. They come with these nipples, which are a slow flow nipple, which actually works great. So all I did was I switched it. I put the nipple on the Medela bottles because he really only drinks 5 ounces at a time at max anyway. And then I just used the Medela lids on here, and this is how I store my milk. I like the glass because I feel like it's easier to kind of shake up and get all the proteins off of the glass. I just like storing things in glass better than plastic. And then these bottles have been great to us as well. We also have the Avent bottles that we've used, and I don't have a problem with those either. I know a lot of people go to the Dr. Brown's. In the beginning, if you are new, most babies are fussy anyway. Not that I am not saying that it's not the bottle, but my next tip or must-have for especially newborns and younger babies are the gas drops. We were putting these in every single bottle he was getting in the beginning because he would even cry if he just had to pass some gas. So this is a must-have for especially for newborns. And I think that would try that first before you start buying extra bottles, and kind of like just see if that works with the bottles that you already have. Okay, next up on the list I feel like I didn't bring everything from downstairs. Maybe I did. Okay, so what we have been using, especially when your baby just first starts out on solid foods, they don't take in the beginning like an entire bottle, and you don't want to contaminate this and be feeding them out of it with your spoon and then put it back in the refrigerator. It's better just not to have any of their saliva or anything get into the jar. So you can use it, each one says different, 2 to 3 days depending, but you just want to put it in something separate. So what we have is we have these little kind of like prep bowls that we have, and then I also have a spare teaspoon that I use. So in the beginning, like I said, they don't take in much, and maybe you just want to kind of keep a record of what they are taking in. So I just open up the bottle of food, whether you make your own or you buy it. And in the beginning, I just spooned out. I think he might have even been getting 2 teaspoons in the beginning. Something very minute because they're new and they're still tiny if you're starting them out at 4 or 5 months. That way I can kind of measure and keep record of how much he is eating, and as he's growing, if I start using more, whatever the case is. Even to this day, sometimes I don't know if he's going to end up going through a whole bottle or not. Sometimes he will. So I will just spoon out a bunch in here first, and then once we finish that, if I see that he is hungry, then I'll go ahead and dip into the jar. At least I haven't contaminated this for the next feeding. Keeping these in mind, I have started making our own baby food. I have some jarred food that I just have gotten recently because of this whole COVID thing. I haven't been feeling comfortable with buying certain produce items out in the open in the store and stuff like that. So I have been feeding him organic baby food, but we do make our own for the most part. So what I do is I keep these extra jars. I clean them off. I take off the label if you can take it off. If you can't, no big deal. Usually I'll just make the same thing in here. Not that I won't know what it is anyway. Anyhow, this is what I used to store his food in that I make for him and I freeze in the freezer. If you don't have any jars or you need more, like I'm gonna end up needing more eventually, I have some mason jars that I've listed on here, and I've listed different styles if you like the taller skinny ones, or if you like the smaller round ones. I listed all 4-ounce ones on here, big packs, 32 packs, 40 packs, things like that. Also, while feeding them, I love these spoons. These are the Munchkin Spoons, and these are great if you're giving them oatmeal or rice cereal or heating up their if you're giving them food that is hot. These are great. You just dip it in there, and then if it turns white, then it's too hot. We do also have the thermometer, the forehead thermometer that I use on him that I can use on the food. I don't bring it down usually and do that. I usually just put it on my wrist or something, but having these spoons is just an extra precaution. I have had it turn white before, and thankfully it's just a good little nifty thing to have. Okay. Next I have up, since we do make our own baby food, I looked into getting like some of those blenders that cook and blend and heat and do all that at the same time. We have so many kitchen appliances. If I buy one more, I think my husband will freak out. So what we have instead is we have this Cuisinart Smart Stick is what it's called. This is wet. I just washed this downstairs because I just used it tonight. It's great. It comes with this little thing right here, and it comes with the wand. The wand actually comes with a whisk as well. It comes with another stick that you can go and you can make smoothies with. So we use it for ourselves all the time. I even made salsa in this tonight. But when I do the baby food, you just lock it in here. I put everything in here after I have, I do gently boil is usually how I do all of his baby food. You boil it for a longer period of time. I'll make a video on that. Anyway, when I'm ready to puree it, I put it in here like this, and I can either add breast milk or formula or a little juice, something like that. Baby water if you have to add anything to help puree it up. Anyway, I love this stick, and it was cheap too. I listed it on here. It's 60 bucks. It's great. Another thing I recommend having, and this we just kind of keep on our counter. I got this from the Dollar Tree, but I did list some in my Amazon storefront because I have some cool ones on there that you can actually use in the pantry to organize your food or things like that. So I got this from the dollar store, and this is what I keep on our bar top in the kitchen. And throughout the day, as he's going through bottles or pacifiers or teethers or something like that, I usually rinse the bottles first, and I just take them apart and I just throw everything in here. And then what happens is this gets filled up with bottles and nipples and passies and teethers and whatever the case is. And this is the easiest way for me to keep everything of his in a separate place. And at the end of the day, put it down into the sink, get my water piping hot, and I get my brush and my baby soap. I use 7th generation free and clear baby soap. Well, it's not baby soap, but it's free and clear. And it's worked great on all of his stuff. And that's how I just clean all of his bottles and everything. I think it's the easiest way, just to kind of have like a little bin on the counter, throw all the dirty stuff in there. You go through, you wash it, you have like a bucket of soapy water. It's great. And the last thing up I have, I think this is the last thing. I'll just double check my list again really quick. But these are just great to have. Just have some kind of little chip clips around. Sometimes you're opening maybe those yogurt melts or any kind of the pouch packets that you have for the babies and they don't zip up right. I don't know. They're just great to have on hand anyway, and these are fun little cute kid ones that you can have to keep their food from going stale. I'm just going to quickly go back over the list and make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, the bibs, there's a 4-pack for $17, so not a bad deal at all. Oh, and also his toothbrush, which I don't have in here. I have it in the bathroom right now. I've been brushing his gums once he started teething. It makes him feel good anyway. And now we have 4 teeth total, so brushing is already important. There's no toothpaste involved, but this is a nice little soft bristle brush that I use on him nightly, part of our nightly routine. And that is another part of the feeding that I put in here. And I think that is it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to check out my other videos. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye.